the Buzz on Biz, we're thrilled to welcome Sherry Gordon Harris, a certified etiquette consultant, CEO of Royal Purpose School of Etiquette, and a passionate advocate for empowering young people. In this episode, we dive into how etiquette isn't just about knowing which fork to use, it's a powerful tool for building confidence, character, and communication skills in kids and teens. From her classes at Peoria's neighborhood house to her leadership in the King's Daughters Princess pageant, Sherry is reshaping how we think about manners and self worth. Let's uncover the secrets of youth empowerment through etiquette. Hello, Sherry. How are you doing?
Hi, Bill. I'm good. Thank you. And thank you for having me on your podcast today. It's my pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to hearing more from you and more about etiquette. So, Sherry, can you tell us what inspired you to start the Royal Purpose School of Etiquette? What does it represent to you?
Yes, so the Rural Purpose School of Etiquette is for girls, boys, and adults because over my journey with working with young girls and teaching etiquette, I was approached by parents and saying, "Oh, my son needs etiquette too," and then some of the parents as well. And so it's to help assist with what is already happening or a refresher. It could be for families or individuals. And like you're alluding to, it's for more than just knowing which fork to use. It's really etiquette is about how to behave and present yourself in public and in social settings. So dining is just one type of social setting, but it's to assist with all of that greeting, effective communicating, chivalry, and more.
Yeah, I think I got some of that stuff down, but the dining part, I'm still on a gray area with with that. So,
Yeah,
what
but
are
we can all learn.
oh yeah, yeah, that's for sure. So, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about etiquette today, especially when it comes to teaching the youth?
Yeah, so one of the biggest conceptions is thinking that etiquette is just about when you go to a fancy restaurant, which, fork to use if there's multiple ones, but it's also about how you conduct yourself in these places, like good manners, like not putting your elbows on the table, like not slurping your drink and not reaching over people's food and things like that. Just how to conduct yourself to where you're not being a nuisance or being unseemly in public social places.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm gathering, it's just not only like when you're in restaurant settings, it's also whenever you're out in the public with other people, correct?
Absolutely. So, like when you're at the store shopping, you know, just like the street lanes, your cart should go down one aisle and up the other aisle, and giving courtesy, giving way to those that are moving their carts along, and who was there first, and things like not um, causing accidents or doing things that could be risky and that type of thing, not climbing up the shelves and being loud and running in the store and different things like that. So there are other places. There's etiquette for when you travel, etiquette for when you're on the beach, etiquette in lots of different other settings. So it's just kind of how to act, especially if you've never been in that type of setting before. It's best to either research it, ask, or come to one of my classes and find out more.
Awesome, I love it. So, Sherry, you worked with many young people. What kinds of transformations have you seen in some of your students?
Yes, I've seen great transformations of building of confidence and self-esteem in young people when they know that they've been taught how to act and what's right, and knowing that they're going to be more accepted in society, knowing how to act and when in the right places to say and do certain things. And so they practice it, find out what it is, and get to implement it and get to feel good about themselves. And so they feel confident going to different places other than just inside the home, and knowing that they're going to be portraying the best of manners.
Your self confidence is a pretty important thing to have for sure. So,
Absolutely.
so how does learning etiquette help boost a young person's confidence, like you've been talking about, and social awareness?
Yes, so boosting our confidence and social awareness. It's summertime, so there's lots of outdoor events, outdoor activities, festivals, there's swimming pools. And a lot of times, even though rules and regulations are posted, it never hurts for someone to already have um, some manners and know what to do. Just respecting people's spaces, personal spaces, just basic things like respecting people's personal property, um, and then just some other basic things about cleanliness. We're still wanting to use hand sanitizer and that type of thing, and just acting in public to where everyone is going to be safe and you're not offending anyone. And of course, just the all time, act according to others as you would want them to act according to you.
Yeah, well, we have a big holiday coming up here. So, as of this recording, we have 4th of July coming up. Social awareness
Yes.
and etiquette will be very important during these festivities.
Yes, absolutely. I also write in a local magazine a monthly article, and I try to base it around the season and what's coming up. And so, definitely going to these festivals and Fourth of July, maybe fireworks or that type of thing, it's best to, try to be aware of where you're parking, how you're parking,
Yeah,
be aware of if you are participating in fireworks, be aware and be considerate of others, the nearness that you are to them with the fireworks, or even opting to go to a remote area instead of in a neighborhood where there's people there that may be resting and that type of thing, and just being careful so there's no accidents. And again, respecting people's personal space, and then just considering others to not
mhm.
offend them.
Yeah, I like the parking etiquette. Never thought about that, but parking etiquette is pretty important to give people enough room on both sides, get in their cars, and all that. So that's a very
Yes,
interesting
and not
thing.
blocking people in.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. So the other week we were at a shopping mall, and person parked too close, and I couldn't get in. Luckily, my wife is skinnier, so she was able to get into the car and back it out for us. But yeah, that that person could have used some vehicle etiquette from Sherry. So, in your experience, Sherry, what are the key social skills that children and teens are struggling with the most nowadays?
Yes, some of the younger generation, they're lacking gratitude and just some basic manners. So just basically saying thank you and you're welcome when receiving something is just the basics, going a long way. Sometimes children seem to be entitled and forget those things, and just being respectful to elders, and saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and
Yep.
even just not using profanity in front of in public, that young people don't think anything, and that is actually a etiquette thing. It's not becoming of young women or young men to use uh, profanity and just extreme profane words, that type of thing.
Right.
Also, um, just gratitude, having appreciation and gratitude for anything that's given or even done. If someone holds the door open for you, it's proper etiquette to say thank you, and take it a step further and hold the door for someone else.
Yeah.
Just being kind and showing that back. It doesn't hurt or take anything away from a person to do that, but a lot of young people are mainly just thinking of self and that type of thing, but just basic common respect and courtesy is what's missing and what needs to be learned, and not just learn to do it, but the reason why, and to know that there's benefits behind doing those things and can take them a long way. It could mean the difference between someone giving you an opportunity and not giving you an opportunity, the difference between someone wanting to have you around and not wanting to have you around. And even in our days, it could be the difference of someone wondering if you're a threat or if you're not a threat. If they see that you're not a threat, um, people are more comfortable. So it's very important. It could just avoid a lot of conflict and chaos and just overall comfortability and trust when people see that you have some basic etiquette and some dignity and some courtesy.
Love it. Totally agree. In fact, sometimes I think when I'm out with other couples, sometimes we have a battle to see who's going to be opening the door first. And then we'll say, no, you go, you go, you go. So it gets a little comical sometimes. But we do it out of niceness of our heart. We don't do it for anything else
Absolutely.
because that's an etiquette that we've learned. Can you walk us through a typical session or program at your school? What do the students experience?
Yes, so at a typical table etiquette workshop, and it's called a workshop because it's interactive. It's come and sit down and actually have the place settings, everyone having their own place setting, the mat, the dinner plate, the salad plate, the soup bowl, all of the utensils, a couple of spoons, forks, and knives, the napkins. And it's kind of where you're walked through what to do when you're at a fine dining restaurant, right? So, what to do with the napkin, where to start with the utensils, how to use the utensils to cut the food, and how to eat the food, where to place the utensils while you're still eating, where to place the utensils when you're completed, you're finished eating, and what to do with the napkin, how to drink the beverage out of the goblet, the water goblet or the juice goblet, or even the coffee or the tea. Ways to do that and hold the teacup. Yet on yesterday, I attended a tea party, my mother and I. And so there was tea, there was crumpets and different food. There's a way to eat finger food. Not every food requires you to cut it with a knife and fork, but there's a certain way to do that. And there's do's and don'ts, and there's different ways to eat depending on what culture you're in. So I mostly teach the Western in the American style of dining and eating. It could be something different if you travel to the East and other cultures. So it's best to be aware and know that it's different when different cultures, and to research that. And I can provide some of those different cultures upon request, or at least make the students aware. But that is a typical class. They get to experience and interactively use the utensils. That's part of the package. You're getting all of that provided for you. And even like when there is family dinner, like this common at Thanksgiving, if there's a family style meal where the bowls and the platters of food are already on the table, which way to pass the plates and the, the platters of food, and how to do that if they're serving spoons and tongs and utensils, and a way to even do toast. I was at an event recently. Some people think that the right way to do toast is to clank your glasses together. So what if the glasses shatter and then you have glass in your drink? So there's
Class.
a way to do that, and there's a way to do a proper toast. So I go over those types of things, and even the proper way to hold the teacup. A lot of misconception is that, oh, you hold your pinky finger out. Actually, that is not correct. So, and we talk about that, and even one of the common misconceptions for like a table setting, and I've experienced this even recently, there's a thing called a charger, which is kind of a decorative underline underneath your plate. someone, one, didn't know what the charger was, calling it a charger, mistaking it for like the charger you plug your cell phone into and charge it up. Not that type. It's not that type of charger. So it is decorative, meaning you don't place your food on top of the charger. You place your plate onto it. One is decorative, and two, if you have a hot plate, you can put the hot plate on top of the charger and just carry the charger, which is cool, to the touch and transport that plate and that type of thing. So there's purposes for that. And then background as to why they are called chargers. So I go over that, and when one completes my class, and there's different levels to it. There's like three different levels. There's that level. There's other levels with more utensils on the table, more beverage drinkware on the table. So I start with the basics, but for some adults, they may want to know what the other uh, beverage glasses are, which ones are for wine and different ones for champagne. There may be some other utensils. There's different utensils you use when you're eating seafood, and there's certain ways to use that. So it's more than just one fork or two forks. Oh, I got it. And there's different levels, and you can't learn them all at the same time. So there's different levels of classes. Then there's the ultimate one where we dine actually at a restaurant where the food and courses of food are being served. Of course, that's a whole nother type of package where you're getting actual experience while you're sitting with an instructor, certified etiquette consultant. So there's different packages. I also offer packages for just mommy and me, which is a parent and sons and daughters. So it can be for sons. I also can come to an organization to put on a tea party. I have teacups and saucers that can be rented. I can bring, or if you have your own, you can use your own. I can come and teach the etiquette. I have a whole presentation. I also am offering, starting next month, a Bridgerton themed tea party where I actually dress up as Queen Charlotte in the persona of Queen Charlotte, for anyone that's familiar with that Netflix series. So I can do the tea party, you can rent them, I can come in character, and also kind of sort of MC your program in that character, that persona. So those are other things that I offer. I also am having a placemat. So I have laminated placemats with images of the plates, the utensils, the drinkware, to remind the students where those things go. And then on the back, etiquette tips to remind you of highlights of the things that they learn. So that's kind of like their takeaway handout. And also there'll be different sizes of that, and then some reference cards. And then also, if every attendee for the class will receive a certificate of completion for whatever that level that they completed. And there's photo ops, and you get to take photos and show that off and have something to hang on your wall, which is another a way to build confidence, to show I completed something, I did something, has my name on it, and get a picture, and you get to receive those pictures. So those are some of the ways that we build confidence, and that's kind of some of the things that they learn in a workshop.
Wow, you're blowing my mind with all this stuff.
Yes, yes. So it's not something you can, learn all at one time, but there's levels, there's different offerings, and then there'll be other offerings made for to those that actually attend those classes. So
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see. So how do you keep etiquette relevant and engaging, especially to the younger generation?
yes, well, sometimes that can be challenging, but I try to learn the vernacular of the young people, but to let them know how this looks and shows up in their environment and places that they're going. And I tell them, even if you're at the park at a picnic, there's still certain etiquette that needs to be shown, covering food back up, not double dipping with the same utensil. The potato salad spoon doesn't go in the baked bean, food container, and that type of thing. And God forbid if you drop one of the utensils on the ground, take care of that and clean that. And then there's just other etiquette, where to sit, where not to sit, that type of thing. And I just try to find out what types of environments and they're in and what they're doing, and try to help them see the relevance of it and how it can help them.
So when you were talking there, I just had in my mind cruise ship buffet etiquette. I think that would be a good one because a lot of things you were talking about, there's issues like that on cruise ships and people spreading diseases around because they eat
Yes,
properly.
absolutely. And I wasn't on a cruise ship, but recently I was at a buffet. It was a graduation, outing. And so one of the things is when you go to a buffet, they have these stacks of clean plates. Whenever you get a clean plate and you fix your plate and you finish, normally the attendants come and take those plates away. Even if they don't make it there, if you want seconds or thirds, you're always supposed to start with another clean plate. So, because if you use the utensil or serving utensil to get more food and it touches the plate that you already ate off of, you could transfer some of your, you know, let's just say DNA
Yeah.
from your plate back into the main source of the food. So, you always want to get a clean plate. You always want to get a clean fork, spoon, utensil. You never want to use your personal fork or utensil to dip into the main source of the food. So, and God forbid, again, if it drops on the ground or anything, let an attendant know so they can get a new clean utensil. And again, you don't double dip. You don't put the spoon from the soup in the part pot for the roast beef or whatever. You don't commingle or um, because not only for um, sanitation purposes, there could be a guest there that's allergic to something that was in another pot. And if you transferred it, it could make someone ill or even to the point of their detriment. So, again, etiquette is about not offending people in a public setting. So it's more than just which fork do I use. More importantly, don't stick your fork in somebody else's plate. Don't stick your fork that you put in your mouth into the main container of food. So those types of things are important etiquette. Whether you're on a cruise ship or stationary, there's a way to eat and handle yourself at a buffet.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your King's Daughters Princess pageant. So how does this event
Yes.
help reinforce what you teach?
Yes, so that is part of my ministry and personal purpose, the King's Daughters World Ministry. So started right here in Central Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, and I started that back in 2007. So really before then, but that's when the first pageant took place. So I promote purity, power, and purpose among girls and young women. And so my thing is to help them, one, know that they have a purpose, and two, kind of help them on their journey in discovering their purpose. And some of the things I do to help with that is I collect dowels, and I collect dowels that have careers that I use to portray, how they dress for that career. I do research on how to get involved in that career, how many years of school you have to attend, what kind of strengths and skills you have to succeed in that field, whether it be, sociology or mathematics or and those types of things, so that they will know. Because a lot of discovering your purpose is exploring, and then also connecting back to who gave you the purpose in the first place. But girls need a safe place to experience that. And so we do fun things in the King's Daughters. So it's not just a pageant. We have a princess club that we meet a couple times a month. Right now it is local here in Peoria, but starting next month, I'm going to be offering virtual Princess Club subscriptions. So check my website at the King's Daughters. That's the THEKINGSDTRS.com. So just abbreviating that, daughters is a long word, takes a lot of characters there, but the King's Daughters, DTRS.com, to see how to enroll either locally or virtually if you live abroad outside of traveling distance from Peoria, Illinois. So we have our own club, our own logo. We'll be having a T-shirt fundraiser for our members, and then we're planning trips and field trips, as well as some summer movie nights and different day camps with doing different activities and crafts and that type of thing. And when I first started doing that, I did want to have a pageant where the young ladies would dress modestly and show more of their gifts and talents versus, their physical beauty. And so we did have a pageant, which is just one of the ways that we allow them to express their skills and talents and build their confidence. We also do other things like tea parties. We've had a sneaker ball, and we've taken outings. And so different things would be done for that, but the one that seems to be the most popular with the King's Daughters is the Princess Pageant. So I'll be doing a few Princess Days here and abroad. I'm looking to take Princess Day to Rockford, Illinois. So more to come on that. I encourage you to go to my website and you'll see that, and then join the mailing list, and you'll get the information as soon as it is available, and then be able to purchase tickets. Normally I use the Eventbrite, and then you can pre-purchase from there. So the ages start at age 5 through 16. If you missed that age, but if you're a little bit younger, but you're almost there within a month or two of 5, then you can still join. If you're older, you may be eligible for some volunteer opportunities where you can still get some nearness to learn the lessons, help out, and get some experience as well. So we have our own location, physical location. Here, it's in East Peoria, 422 East Washington Street, East Peoria, suite number 300, suite 300. And so we have a place to meet, to greet, and to play, and to launch from, and have our table etiquette and our Princess Club meetings.
Wow. Sounds exciting. A lot of the stuff you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just without looking at the calendar, second and fourth Sundays, we're reverting back to Sundays for our twice a month local meetings. And you will need to enroll in advance so we know that you're coming. And there's a small membership fee to help with the expenses. You get the activities. You always get some kind of etiquette lesson. You get a purity, power, and purpose lesson, and there's snacks and drinks, and then there's games. You get to meet friends, have fun. We did a little dance the last time. I think we did boots on the ground with some fans and all that type of thing. And so it is actually a club where you can come and have fun, learn and have fun. And also the parents get like a 2-hour respite if you drop them off. So
Sure.
parents, sign them up.
Score. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see, Sherry. So you're also a community liaison at Health Alliance, correct? So how do these two roles complement each other?
Yeah, so my day job profession, I um, help people with protection and coverage, both for their health and for their life. And so not only do the parents and the young people need protection in the purity, power, and purpose areas, but also um, with their health and wellness, we practice eating clean, that type of thing. I try to serve healthy snacks while we're here, as well as, um, those are still enjoyable, but for those that need um, help and protection and some plans for what may be the toughest days of their lives, or keeping the children and themselves healthy and well, I can help not only younger people, but older people like 65 and older that might fall into that Medicare range. So I have that knowledge and been doing that and helping people for over 15 years. And so I am planning to continue to do that and help for that. And I can give advice and help families that may be needing some coverage through the marketplace and those types of things for the young people. So those are just some additional services that I offer. And so there'll be information in my office here where we have the Princess Club and the Royal Purpose School of Etiquette. And soon I'll be having a another name and way that you can reach me and contact me for those services outside of Health Alliance after the middle of September.
All right, very interesting, Sherry. Let's see. For parents and educators that are listening, what's one simple etiquette tip that they can start teaching right away that will make a big impact?
Yes, etiquette tip that parents and educators, teachers can teach that'll make impact right away. I mean, just basic, common courtesy, um, and respecting elders, respecting other people, respecting other people's property, and I would say also respecting self. Sometimes people don't respect themselves, and so that comes with how you talk to yourself, how you relate to others, how you dress, how you present yourself to the world. Um, those types of things are some places that can be, looked at first where they can start. Present yourself, dress yourself well, groom yourself well, um, speak to yourself and to others well, and that's where you can start.
Awesome. Well, Sherry, this is very educational, and I want to thank you for being on the Buzz on Biz podcast. So, do you have any offers for our listeners?
Yes, I actually have a table etiquette workshop coming up on Sunday, July the 20th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The Eventbrite registration will be available starting the 1st of July, and it is open to girls, boys, men, and women. Any children under age that are minors will need to be accompanied by parents, but it's going to be an interactive table workshop here at my physical location of 422 East Washington Street, East Peoria, Illinois, Suite 300, Suite 300. And so, again, you will receive all those things I mentioned before, as well as the certificate of completion for that level. And once that class fills up, we may open another session, but sign up soon. You'll have several weeks to enroll and get that registration completed and then come. There's no particular attire you have to wear, just basic, casual, and modest. And it's a relaxed environment, and everything will be set up for you when you get here. And like I said, we'll also have those photo ops. And then I may also be attending offsite a tea party in Springfield, Illinois on July 19th. So there's more details to come there. Um, each place that I'll be at, there'll be teacups and teapots for sale, things dealing with etiquette, and also table mats, laminated table mats, place mats that you can take with you for references and to keep with you along that. So hope to see you there July 20th for the table etiquette in the afternoon, and possibly in Springfield on July 19th.
Well, thank you, Sherry. So, if people want to find out more about what you do or to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Yes, so I recommend you visit my website, royalpurposesoe.com. There's also a contact page there if you want to get on the mailing list for the newsletter and for free etiquette tips and to be contacted when there's other events that are scheduled or where I'm going to be out in the community. I highly recommend you do that. And then also for the King's Daughters, if you'd like to enroll your daughter into our program, it is the King's Daughters. That's TheKingsDTRS.com. And again, there's a contact form there and also postings of upcoming events.
All righty. Well, thank you. And listeners, I'll have that information for you at the end of this episode so you can get a hold of Sherry and work on your etiquette like me. So, Sherry Gordon Harris has shown us, I want to thank you, you've shown us that etiquette is more than a set of rules. It's a foundation for self respect, strong relationships, and leadership in young people. Whether it's teaching table manners or building confidence, her work is creating real, lasting impact in the community. If you want to learn more or get your child involved, check out the Royal Purpose School of Etiquette, as she said, royalpurposesoe.com, or go to thekingsdaughters.com, and I'll have those links for you at the end here. So thanks for joining us on the Buzz on Biz, Sherry, where
Thank you,
local
Bill. Thank you
businesses,
so much for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you.
we love having you, and we just love learning more from you and about etiquette, which I think could be a lost art. So thank you for sharing this with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Alrighty. So that's it. We'll see you next time on the Buzz on Biz. Thanks for tuning in to the Buzz on Biz podcast. We hope you enjoyed learning about another incredible local business making a difference. This podcast is brought to you by To Grow My Biz, where we help small businesses grow smarter using automation and AI. If you're a small business owner looking to save time, generate more leads, or stop losing leads, and want to serve your customers better, we're here to help. So visit togrowmybiz.com/call-bill to schedule a quick call and let's talk. Or you can check out our tools and services at togrowmybiz.com and our AI site, ai.togrowmybiz.com. We love to help you grow. Let's talk soon, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Buzz on Biz.